Welcome to the Manuchehri podcast. Over the last 30 years, it has been my joy to assist humanity in aligning with their magnificence so they may heal, discover their natural gifts, and communicate with loved ones living on the other side. May you also experience delight while we dance in the powerful, intuitive world of energy. Let's get going. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Where Energy Meets the Divine. Let's talk about techniques, because one of the things I do every week is provide you with techniques, things that will be very helpful if you decide to practice them. Now, because the techniques that I'm giving you seem simplistic in a way, like loving yourself, forgiving yourself, if you're feeling guilty, you're on the right track. All of these, techniques that I've been providing for quite a while now. I want you to know, even though they may feel simplistic in my explanation of them, these are advanced techniques. You are practicing advanced techniques. To fall in love with oneself is clearly an advanced technique. It takes time. It takes attention, it takes patience, dedication, devotion, recognizing when you are in a loving pattern towards yourself, allowing yourself to be okay. Because at first, when you move into self-love, which is an emotional experience, it feels weird. It feels very weird because, we have not been educated that that's an important concept for us to participate in. But yet it is one of the most important concepts ever known to man. But yet it's an advanced technique. It's an advanced technique. It may seem simple by our auditory sensation, like, oh, I'm going to love myself. Okay. And some people will think I'll just be nicer to me, which is a form of self-care and self-worth. To go get a massage, eat healthy food, hang out with great friends, exercise your body. Like this morning, I played pickleball at 9 a.m. So fun. So incredibly fun. Even if we don't really follow the rules, so fun. But that's self-care. Now, you could be playing pickleball and you have a moment of an emotional connection to yourself where you feel like this gush of love. Not only will it be emotional, it's going to be energetic, because loving oneself is a high vibrational technique. It is. Loving anything is a high vibrational technique, but self-love, it's the icing on the cake for high vibrational technique. It takes time, patience, and practice. And once you start to feel it, even the discomfort, like when I'm trying to evolve something in an area of my life, meaning I'm wanting to change the perception about how I think and feel about something. That's how we evolve. That's how we excel. That's how we expand. When I begin to change my perception about something, it doesn't feel good. I'm not going, oh, that's a great feeling. Most of the time it feels weird. It feels foreign. It doesn't feel comfortable, but that's a sign that you're on the right track. You're actually getting in touch with something that you have not gotten in touch with, where it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel terrible. It probably doesn't feel scary. For some people, it might. Self-love, self-worth might feel a little scary, but at first it feels a little uncomfortable, like wearing a brand new pair of shoes. If you bought a brand new pair of shoes, you are definitely not going to wear them shopping or to a concert or to Italy unless you broke them in. You're not going to. You're not going to pack them. You're going to go, oh, I'm going to have blisters because I'm planning on walking for miles, and these are brand new shoes. So this advanced technique, and I will always teach you advanced techniques. I may have a joyful connection and relationship to the divine in my own life and my life experience. And so I may make it sound easy. And in truth, loving oneself should be the most natural thing we could ever do. It's something it would have been best if we were taught this. It would have been best if we've been teaching generations. We are starting to teach kids that now. We're teaching children to appreciate themselves, to value themselves, to think they're amazing. We're not telling kids, oh, that's a bad thing. We're not telling them that that's selfish or egotistical, because it's not the ego. The ego is anything to do with fear. So if you've had fear about doing this advanced technique to fall in love with yourself, that's a good sign that your body really wants it, because fear is an illusion. So when fear comes up and, scares you, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. That doesn't feel right. That's really a sign for you to get curious about that thing that is scaring the bejeebies out of you. Because fear isn't real, also, it means that fear is not the way the universe would communicate to you. Never a spirit guide, a departed loved one, an advanced soul like an archangel or Christ, Buddha. They would never speak to you in a disrespectful, dishonest, unkind way. Now, the mind, which is what we're learning to change our perceptions about, the mind will talk to us in practically every negative fashion, form known to our existence. And that's why we need to ignore it, which is an act of self-care, is you learn to ignore your mind. You interrupt the barrage of unhappy thoughts coming into your being about yourself, not in a mean way, like, mind, don't say that. I can't think that way anymore. I've got to fall in love with myself. But more of a place like, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to choose to actually think this about myself. I'm going to choose to have a moment of self-love. Like when I was on the pickleball court this morning, and my partner has a really good backhand. Like it just comes out of nowhere and goes in the opposite court than I'm in. So I'm working on staying in the middle, so I can dive in either direction to get that ball. And she did a really nice, return. I didn't get the ball over the net, but I really stretched and jumped, and the ball hit my racket. It almost made it over the net. And I was like elated with myself, like, oh, good job, honey. Now, even when you're having these experiences, you don't have to have them out loud. I mean, with my partner, I certainly could. With my pickleball partner, I absolutely could. But you can just have these inside of yourself. So you don't have to wait till you're alone, till you're around like-minded people. Because that may not happen very often for you in your life. You may not have a lot of people in your life who support your growth of consciousness, and that's fine. As you fall in love with yourself, you are going to change. You're going to upgrade everything in your life. That's what happens. You love yourself authentically, even a little bit, even just a little bit, which is an advanced conscious growth of awareness. This is a soul growth acceleration. You will upgrade at least one thing in your life, probably multiple things, because as your biochemistry changes in your body, it's going to affect your health in phenomenal and powerful ways too. But your energy inside your body is attracting the same molecular structure of energy that's outside of your body. And everything outside of your body are the things we usually want to change: our finances, our work, the people in our lives. You will have a biological change. That's why sometimes people who are spiritualists, which means they meditate or they become present or they choose what's in their best interest, they look younger, they stay healthier. It's because they're in alignment. They're not compromising their energy. They're not in battle with their subatomic particles inside their body. So they're having almost like a refresh happening inside their body more often than most people are. So they speed up their cellular activity, which keeps them healthier, helps to eliminate disease in their body, prevent viruses, all kinds of interesting things that happen, especially when we're doing advanced consciousness. This is even advanced energy work to fall in love with yourself. It's advanced. I'm saying that to you. Number one, it's completely true. But number two, so that if it feels like it's difficult or you can't always maintain it, hopefully you'll realize, because it's an advanced move, kind of like how I have to stretch across the court to get that backhand ball, right? That is really hard for me to get, that you can value and appreciate yourself when you get there, which is actually going to feed you even more as you continue to evolve in this advanced inner work of self-love. Just like I appreciated, even though the ball didn't get over the net, I appreciated it. That's going to help me to have more curiosity, more interest, more energy next time I play pickleball, right? like I'm going to hit that thing over the net pretty fast. In fact, I was telling my friend, because we play on a fairly large, it's not the real size of a pickleball court. Pickleball courts are kind of small. And we play in this indoor basketball court that's divided into 4 courts. It's freezing here anyway. So we play even with our coats on for the first 20 minutes because it's that cold in there. And so because the court is huge, we run a lot more. We're running and diving and jumping, getting great, incredible exercise and having fun. So it's harder. The court, because it's larger, it's harder. Unless you play doubles, then you have people in the front and the back. And my friend and I, we don't play doubles because we like to run. But I said to her today, I said, if we get any better, because we're getting better and better, we're going to have to start playing doubles, because we're going to be like slamming that ball down so fast and nobody can get up to the front fast enough after catching a serve in the back, that we might have to start playing doubles. So think of your life in this beautiful aspect of you doing advanced consciousness and inner energy work. You're changing your biochemical tapestry of your physical health by vibrating your energy higher, attracting higher molecules into your life, better people, better food. And we're not saying that there's bad people in the world or there's bad food. We're just saying that there is a boomerang effect to the vibration of your particle mass. And when you're vibrating, which you always are, whether you're vibrating at a low or slower frequency or you're vibrating at a higher frequency, the universe has to match your vibration. It has to. This is a quantum physics law. And that's why falling in love with yourself authentically, deeply, authentically, which is a practice. You have to practice it every day or 3 times a week. I practice it every single day. Having people in my life that I love, like my children and my grandchildren, reminds me, because I'll be just loving them and they'll go, "Oh, honey, did you love yourself like that today?" So whatever you're loving, whomever you're loving, let that be a guidepost as a reminder to you, like, ooh, having that same feeling that I just had for my gorgeous puppy or my darling kitty cat or my dear mother, I'm going to have that for me today too. I'm going to let my subatomic particles calibrate to an emotional feeling of self-love. Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about. When you listen to this podcast, you are learning advanced technique. I may not make it sound like it's advanced because truly, the more advanced we get, it's about more finite. It's about just tuning the energy molecules in a certain direction. So please keep on loving yourself. You will make me very happy if you do. Even if you don't, I'll still be happy, but I'll be very happy if you do. Okay, we're going to go on to the phone lines now.
Hi, Marie. This is Janna calling from Canada. I guess I just wanted to know if there's any messages for me that you're picking up on. But my real question is, what do you think of characters from human imagination in books, especially series and books that really capture, I guess, the human heart, and it almost seems like they have their own life and souls outside of our physical reality. So just curious about your take on that. I know Suzanne Giesemann has talked to, I guess it's Odin, the mythological person Odin. So I wanted to know your thoughts. Thanks so much. Hope you're having a great day and lots of love to you.
Thank you. Well, you can talk to anything. I mean, something that's been created in a book is now alive. It's alive. It's based on a person's imagination, their own connection to the divine. So you can talk to anything. Just because one person talks to it doesn't mean you can't talk to it. You could even talk to Esther Hicks' departed husband. He actually is a wonderful chap to talk to. He's very helpful, very supportive, still very devoted to the human world. You can talk to anything, whether it's something that we think is imagined, but it's been created, or someone who's crossed over that you've never met before, maybe someone from some historical aspect. So let's say if somebody really wants to talk to Ben Franklin, even though he's probably reincarnated to Earth many times by now, there's a spirit aspect of his soul on the other side from the lifetime where he was Benjamin Franklin that is always accessible. So like as a medium, I can tell if I'm talking to a departed loved one's spirit energy because they've already reincarnated versus the part of them that has not reincarnated yet. So you can talk to anything. You can communicate with anything. You can have a relationship with anything. You are part of the divine. You're a part of the universe. It's not just for some people, it's for everyone. I hope that's helpful, by the way. Thank you.
Hi, Marie. This is Julie in Wisconsin. After receiving the COVID vaccine in February 2021, over the last 3 years, I developed many health issues: full body skin eruptions, sore joints, sore throat, enlarged lymph nodes, fatigue,
Right.
decreased appetite. I lost over 30 pounds. The doctor said it wasn't caused by the vaccine.
It wasn't.
I was eventually put on penicillin for 8 months, which kept the flare ups under control. I'm a retired RN and I was desperately searching for answers. I took the Shift Medical Intuitive Seminar in 2022 and your teaching resonated with me.
Yay.
I now meditate every morning and I have definitely experienced a shift in my awareness.
Yay.
Last year, 2023, I asked to have my tonsils removed and they found lymphoma, the
Yeah.
CLL type. I'm
Yeah.
now receiving targeted therapy consisting of 9 IV infusions over 6 months and pills for a year.
Right.
I feel so much better now. I've had no reactions or flare ups, and I'm
Right.
gaining weight.
Yeah.
Along with all of this, my mom passed from cancer in 2021, and my dad passed in 2022. I'm wondering if there's anything my guides want for me to know that I'm not picking up on. I'm also wondering if you would recommend red light therapy. Thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you so much, Julie. I'm so sorry you went through that. I think all of your symptoms were from the lymphoma. Your body was talking to you because your immune system was struggling, having a hard time. And that's so smart of you to have your tonsils removed. Like doctors don't like to remove those anymore. It's, some doctors obviously do, but most doctors don't. But you were so smart to, if that was a suggestion, to choose it or for you to come up with it on your own, because that's where the lymphoma was diagnosed. And that's why you're feeling so much better, is because they're using this targeted medication, which is a lot better than the chemotherapies we've had in the past. This is more of an immune therapy. It still has chemo in it, but not as much as it used to. So it's not as debilitating. And you're feeling amazing. You're gaining weight, you're feeling great. So that was all from the lymphoma. But if we had known you had lymphoma, you wouldn't have gotten the vaccine, most likely. I mean, that would have been up between you and your physicians. But when someone's immune system is already struggling, some doctors recommend that people get tons of vaccines when they're struggling so they don't get diseases. But vaccines can create problems if one's immune system is problematic too, right? But I think this was all from the lymphoma. Both of your parents say they wish they were here to help you because you were always helpful to them and they would love to return the favor. So they are from the physical realm, or I should say from the non-physical realm, they are helping you. Like maybe they helped you in finding the doctor that helped remove those tonsils, that helped you to be diagnosed, that helped you with better targeted medication than old school forms of medication that don't work as well, right? I think you're going to heal very well from this. A lot of, I know yours is more of a chronic condition of lymphoma, but a lot of people do very well with targeted modalities in the modern medicine world and go into complete remission. Like that wouldn't surprise me if that happened to you at all. So your parents, I just want you to know they think of you often. They wish they were here to help you. And they thank you so much for helping them. And they're helping in their own way. So kind of stay aware of that so you can pick up on the moments when they are really, really incredibly helpful. Thank you so much.
Hello, Marie, and thank you for taking my question. I suffer from upper back pain, chronic, and right shoulder pain. And I feel like perhaps my fourth chakra is blocked. I have been doing a lot of self-reflecting,
Hmm.
self-love,
Thank you.
positive affirmations,
Hmm.
forgiving, doing some yoga poses to open up
Good.
my heart,
Good.
I almost feel like my shoulders are rounded as if I'm almost blocking my heart chakra. So I'm doing some physical therapy as well. And I'm just wondering if my spirit guides or loved ones in spirit have any messages for me that could
Aw.
help me along this journey to feel better. I am in pain every moment of the
So
day
sorry,
except when I am
Cheryl.
sleeping.
So sorry.
So it's been tough, but I am hopeful that some self work will help me through this. So
Great.
thank you so much. Appreciate any insight. Bless you.
Thank you, Cheryl. So, the reason why you're having upper back pain is because I wouldn't say your heart chakra is blocked. Your front is so open. You're so giving, generous, and kind, but you're not receiving. The back of the heart chakra is the highest receptivity center in the physical body. It takes in the most amount of energy compared to any other chakra. You have 3,000 minor chakras and 7 primary chakras. And this one vortex in your chest, and you have a large heart chakra, takes in the most amount of energy for you. So working on receiving, imagining light, like millions of pieces of light moving into your back, 100,000 hummingbirds flying in, beautiful music, a symphony playing, and the notes are moving into your back. I don't care how you experience the receptivity. That's why I gave you several options. You could stand in the shower and let the aim of the shower head go to the upper back so you can allow yourself to really feel the act of receptivity. Shoulders are about burdens. So people who have shoulder issues, and we all have from time to time, or most people have from time to time, it's because they're doing too much. They're burdening themselves in some way. And so their shoulders unfortunately kind of congest with that over giving energy and create problems, almost like a frozen shoulder. And the physical pain that you're feeling is in relationship to emotional pain. I think once you start to receive, you're going to cry. You're going to go, oh my gosh, I'm so worthy and I haven't let myself receive. I think you're going to cry, and that's going to help decrease the pain. And all of this is coming from your spirit guides. They love you. They adore you. They cherish you. You're on a precipice for a shift in consciousness. And in order for it to really evolve, you need to receive. It's critical. Absolutely critical. Okay, thank you.
Hi, Marie. I'm Avril and I'm calling from India. It's been wonderful to discover you in January 2024, and I can't get enough of your podcast. I love the way you tune in, the way you love life and people, and the way you help people, and how passionate you are about it. I enjoy listening to the questions, and so many wonderful people call in. And I have a couple of questions today, and I hope that you'll answer them. Number one is, I'm on hormone replacement therapy. I'm 50. I've been on this for the last 3 years almost. I take transdermal estrogen and testosterone and a sublingual progesterone besides an oral T3 capsule. These are all compounded by my HRT practitioner through his pharmacy in my city in India, in Bangalore. I've been manifesting like a very irritable skin inflammation on the left leg, particularly only on the left leg. It comes and goes, and we haven't found an allopathic solution to it. So I'm now exploring homeopathy. It was getting better, but again, it's flared up. It's very itchy, very inflamed, which means red, and it's like a leathery texture, and it's beginning to worry me. I also kind of feel like I have some kind of an internal ailment that's brewing inside me,
I don't
and
think so.
I have that kind of ominous feeling.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And the second thing is that I'm looking to manifest a life partner in 2024. I have been unsuccessful in 2 previous relationships, so I'm really looking to manifest a partner into my life, and I'm looking to get married. So any clarity in that direction. And thirdly, I'm already in the healing and coaching space, but I'm exploring with a frequency energy device that helps people to adjust their frequency. It's a German device, and I'm wondering whether I should get more associated with that particular device, because I've been using it for 6 months, and it's tremendously helped me, especially with my mental health and even certain physical and emotional ailments. It's based on the quantum entanglement theory. And I'm wondering whether I should get involved in that community and, become a wellness advocate for that, because I feel a strong pull towards it. So if you can at least answer 2 of the 3 questions, I'd be so happy. But my
Okay.
health is top priority at the
Okay.
moment. Stay blessed. Thank you,
Thank you.
Marie. I really enjoy hearing about your doggo, your pet.
Yeah,
And please give Charles a big kiss from me.
I will.
And lots of love to you, your daughters, and your grandkids. Take care and
Thank you.
have a happy life. And thank you again. Bye bye.
Thank you, Avril. So I'm so sorry about that thing. I mean, I can see it. It is thick and it's dry. It's irritating. Yeah, it's not great. I would reduce your carbohydrates. I know that sounds weird. And if you're following the Indian diet, it's mostly carbs, because it's highly vegetarian. But I think this is partially a food allergy. I would also have your male hormone checked, your testosterone. I would have that checked because that affects muscles and tissues, skin. But this is going to be about your connection to the seventh chakra. That's what governs the skin and the whole body is the seventh chakra. So letting yourself receive energy from the divine, which when I look at your crown chakra, I don't see as much receptivity as I would love to see coming from you. It's like, just allow creation to adore you and cherish you and love you unconditionally, which it does. So allowing that energy in, and the left-hand side of the body is receptive. So letting the universe love you, allowing that to happen, allowing yourself to experience it, to feel it, to be rejoiced by it, to be energized by that could go a long way. And this will help you in a relationship because you need to learn to receive more so you can attract someone who's like you, who's generous and kind and, honest and has great integrity, but you have to be more receptive. So that's really the biggest thing for you to do is to learn to be receptive. It is a learning curve. To be receptive is about learning, very few humans know how to do that. And women are typically the worst at receiving, more so than male energy. And then if you like that device, go for it. Whatever works for people. I personally think of energy awareness as so intuitive, and I don't think machines have that intuitive component, but they could be helpful, just like how I love near infrared and red light, and I've seen it help myself and so many clients with ease, but just by using it for even a short period of time. But I think it's something we all could use long term. So if the device makes you happy, great. I think happiness is the road to follow. And if you want to get a little bit more time, and we're going to change our perception so much next year when Neptune moves into Aries, and that will happen at the end of March. So if there's something that's going to cost a lot, or you have to invest in a lot or devote a lot of time for, I would wait because your perceptions may change. You may get clarity about it even more, where you're not concerned about investing your time and energy into this German product. But I would wait till the spring. Yeah, I would wait. Okay, thank you.
Hi, Marie. This is Anna Maria from Croatia. Thank you so much for everything you do. I listen to your podcast every morning. It really helps to raise my frequency. I have a question about my business. I do mindset coaching, embodiment, hypnotherapy, personal development, and I love so much what I do. I have been trying to make this business go off and be sustainable for the last 5 years without much luck. I don't want to give up because I really love it and I feel like it's deeply connected with my purpose. I have been doing a lot of personal development, energetic work on myself for the last 10 years, especially last 5 years, because a lot of things came out when I started to do this business, wordiness wounds and stuff like that I worked through and still working through. I even did ayahuasca a couple of times to find answers. What confuses me the most is that I just can't believe that I blocked myself this much, that nothing is coming, no clients, no money, not even one person. And my partner has to support me. I really want to do this because I love it. I would really want to contribute and I want to thrive. Yeah. I don't see myself finding a job right now because I feel like that would just make me depressed. All areas of my life are really good and I enjoy it, but receiving money and clients is just not working. Yeah. Even with all this work that I did on myself, I'm not seeing any progress in this area. I am working on cleaning up my energy in that area, and I'm also doing your exercises and visualizations every time I have to pay my bills. So can you please read my energy and help me find my blind spots? Like, what am I not seeing here, or what am I not doing? You created this beautiful business where you're booked out and people are just flowing to you. I would love to do that too.
Great.
And I really think I have something good to offer. Also, if you can share how you did this and how you started, I would love to hear your story and maybe some tips. Thank you. Sending love. Bye.
Thank you, Anna. So, as I've said before, your job and wealth are two different vibrations and two different frequencies. Yes, people need to love their job. So the fact that you love this job, that you want it to be financially rewarding, is good. It's a really good sign. You love it so much. The part that you're obviously not vibrating in a happy place when you activate with wealth. And you want to only just pick one topic, typically just one topic, and then vibrate on that. Because this is really about wealth for you. It's not about the job. A lot of people have issues with wealth or money, whatever word they want to use, although I don't think people should use the M word. I think they should make a new word, or use finances or wealth, resources, something of that nature. Because people aren't as triggered energetically from it. Humans around the globe are triggered and in worry and fear about not having enough wealth in their life to sustain them. That a lot of humans think that they're just a moment away from becoming homeless, which isn't really true. Even though we have a lot of homeless people on earth right now, many of them already had issues, already had problems like drugs and things of that nature, which is something we do need to fix. We do need to fix that so that people can be safe and have a place to stay and have resources to help them to heal. This is something we do need to, not you, but I mean, you don't have to fix this. So whatever you've chosen to focus on isn't working. It's not working. You haven't picked anything that's high enough vibration for you. And here's the picture I'm seeing. I'm seeing you, and you are darling, by the way, sitting on, it's summer. And so you have like a tank top on and some shorts, and you're sitting on your shins, right? So your knees are out in front of you. And the grass is beautiful. It's kind of that yellowy spring, although it's summer color, where it's green, but it's got a yellow green in it. It's so fresh. The grass is so fresh. It's so new. And you're sitting there. It's not raining. There is a little bit of dew in the grass, but you don't care that your legs are wet a little bit. And I see you looking into the grass as if it's like a completely new universe, which it is. I mean, there's universes upon universes upon universes, inside ourselves, outside of ourselves. Everything's a universe. And you see these tiny little white flowers. I don't know if we would call them daisies in the US, but they're teeny tiny. They grow in the grass. And it's as if you're just looking into this beautiful universe as you're, with your mind, parting the grass apart, and then your fingers are gently moving it, and you're finding this really pretty teeny tiny daisy. And you are so excited. You don't even pick it right away. You just look at it. You bend over to smell it. You can smell the soil, which is very fresh and healthy. And then I don't even know if you ever pick the flower, but you are engrossed into this beautiful scene. That's what I want you to look at. That's what I want you to feel. Having a positive vibration is a feeling. It's not just a thought, it's a feeling. That's what I want you to feel before and while you are active with your wealth. Okay? That's what you need to do. It's kind of a long story how I got started, but I started doing energy work in the hospital. I started laying hands on people there, and I trained myself in the hospital. And I started to practice at home. I went on call at the hospital, and I started to practice at home it just kind of got around that I was an energy worker, and people would even show up at my house unannounced. I don't even know how they got my address, quite frankly. My mother was a counselor. She's now retired, and she referred people to me as well, and they liked their experiences. And then at one point, I was court ordered to go back to the hospital. I was getting a divorce, and we were both wanting custody of our children. So I was court ordered to go back. But one of my clients, who at the time, I'm not sure now, I'm assuming she's retired, was a homeopathic physician. And instead of me going back to the hospital, she asked me to come work in her clinic. And she referred all of her clients to me, which was great. And I worked there for a year, and then I returned back to my home practice. And luckily, I had signed a non-compete clause, so I couldn't tell the people I was working with where I was going, but my practice grew. Within a few months, I was back to working full time. So you have to feel, instead of trying to figure this out, which is a complete waste of time, you have to surrender. You just have to feel you're already successful, not how it happened, not why it happened, not when it happened, not where, none of that. You have to get all of that out of your mind, because people couldn't make up the stories that lead to their incredible manifestations of their desires, because the universe loves to surprise us. So surrender, follow that wealth vibration recommendation that I made, and feel that you already have an incredibly successful career, but not what it looks like. Don't try to visualize it. I think that's unhealthy. That puts people into disappointment when things don't work out. Just feel that it already happened. That's all you have to feel, is the final aspect, and then it happens. Okay, thank you.
Hi, Marie. This is Angelique in New Zealand. I have a few questions, but I will stick to one that's been playing on me for some time. I have a son from a previous relationship who lives in a different country, and he just refuses to speak to me or have any sort of relationship with me. It doesn't matter how many times I reach out, I get nothing. Also, the father has
Yes, he has
poisoned that relationship.
He has,
and we don't really get on at all. I have fought to try and get my son to live with me. It hasn't worked, and I've lost. He used to always be with me, but now, because I immigrated,
you moved.
His father wouldn't allow that to happen.
Right.
Anyway, I'm not sure if it's just a soul contract or this is, he also has his own life to live, which I understand. I'm just hurt by it all the time, and I'm constantly begging my guides for assistance or to try and understand why this is happening and how to have a relationship with my son. I am trying to raise my energy, but I keep getting burdened by the feeling of loss and sadness and anger. Any guidance would be so appreciated right now. I've reached out to other clairvoyants, and before all the chaos sort of happened, and they said, my son would live with me, but I don't see that happening, especially because he's not talking to me and actually just refuses to communicate with me. Thank you so much. I appreciate any guidance. Thank you.
Hi, Angelique. Yeah. I mean, when we move abroad or we change countries and our children are in a different country, it does make it harder to see them, to have a relationship with them. And if he's settled in his life there, he's not going to want to for a while. Here's the problem, and this is a common problem I see in old soul types. Old soul types notoriously protect people who are not good to them. They don't tell the truth about situations to the people around them. You're absolutely right. No one should ever poison anyone's mind about another person, especially when it comes to children and their parents, their aunts, their uncles, their grandparents. it takes a village, it takes an entire community to raise a child. And the more love a young person has from all the different people in the world that could love them, the better it is for them. So even, with my kids, who it was a very challenging relationship for me, I want nothing more than my children to have a relationship with their father. So I don't throw them under the bus. I listen when they're upset about him, but I've also, my kids were, I think, 10, 12, and 14 when we divorced. And as soon as they got a little older and started asking questions, I was honest with them. I didn't lie. I didn't protect their dad, but I didn't throw them under the bus. I spoke from my own feelings. This is what happened to me. This is what I experienced, So old souls, unfortunately, make a lot of problems in their own life because they're not honest about their experiences. They don't share them with others. And so when you have someone like your son, and I don't know his age, but he is getting older, like maybe he's in his teens or preteens, I don't know for sure, that if you don't tell him about your experience in the relationship, how in the world is he going to be able to learn who you are, or learn what you need, or what's in your best interest, or what's been hard for you, or why you've made certain decisions? This is a major problem across the board. Old souls will leave jobs where they were abused emotionally and verbally and not tell anyone about it. Even when they're doing an exit through HR, they don't say anything. How in the world are we going to get bosses to be re-educated or transferred or not work in certain companies that are abusive if the old souls continue to protect everyone? I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's right. I've argued with a few old souls that have had serious circumstances in their parental experiences because they didn't tell their children the truth. And then how are they going to learn? Like, your ex-husband has narcissistic tendencies. So how is your child going to be able to determine if someone has those tendencies if they don't know the truth? Like, they're just not going to know, because there are people who have those type of behaviors that we need to know about. They may be in our lives forever. We may be married to someone who's like that, or our child could be married to someone like that, or we could have a parent like that, or a boss. We still need to know how that behavior is so that we know how to interact and how to be involved with it. So you're going to have to come clean at some point and start telling the truth. He will listen to you more if you do. Even if he disagrees with you, there's going to be an inner awareness inside of him where it's going to click, and he's going to go, truth always frees everyone, but old souls do not share the truth. They don't. This is what happens even in political arenas around the world. We don't have people speaking honestly about other people's behaviors. And then people are shocked when certain people move into power, because nobody's speaking the truth. They're just trying to protect, which is basically lying, in my opinion. So I know he's not talking to you right now because you told me, but I do think if you start changing your energy about this, which is going to empower you. Truth is powerful. The fifth chakra is the most powerful vortex in the physical body. So when we use it accurately, we become empowered. And I think once you start to step in your power, your son's going to smell it, and he's going to get curious about you, and he's going to reach out to you, or you'll reach out to him and he'll respond. This is what needs to happen first. And it's not just about this relationship. It's about all your relationships. You need to be honest. You need to be honest. Okay. Thank you. That was a great question. Loved it.
Hi, Marie. This is Jennifer in Wisconsin. Back in August 2023, I believed that I had followed my intuition when I offered my daughter's biological father a visit in California. We were only there 8 days, and I had to flee and somewhat randomly landed in Wisconsin because we were led to believe that we couldn't return to Washington.
Oh my gosh.
So now I have 2 court cases and sort of doubt any resolution there, and have been thinking about this
from a more spiritual perspective
No,
and
stop.
watching a lot of testimonies on NDEs
No,
and
stop.
trying to regain some insight into, putting life on earth in a new context. Although I do feel that my whole life has been a spiritual process and I have focused on that.
Yeah.
But anyway, through this recent sort of experience of taking refuge and dealing with the legal system, my intuition or guides have presented some information alongside my own research into sort of family law, and it's expanded my imagination into darker places. And so I'm wrestling with this darkness, awareness of darkness, and wanting to act on behalf of children and the improvement of these systems while wondering if this is something that I just need to temporarily overcome and refocus on my own creative projects or something. So my income and life work is completely inadequate and has been for all my daughter's 9 years. And I'm just confused about the next steps in these moments of instability. Typically, I have a pattern of retreating into fantasy and personal learning projects.
Right. Yeah.
Somehow always surviving, but I would like a little confirmation around my direction at this time. I don't know if you can help with this, but I do appreciate you taking my inquiry. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jennifer. And I'm so sorry this has happened to you, but we're kind of going back to what I was talking about with our last caller. Old souls protect other people, and old souls, and I put myself in that group. So I've done this, a lot in my lifetime to my own disappointment and my own sacrifice. Is we even think, old souls think that other people are going to change, but younger soul types that have narcissistic type energy take many, many lifetimes to change. So they're not going to change in this lifetime. They're not going to. So you need to get a great lawyer if you don't have one and follow your lawyer. Do not get caught up in this dark idea situation. That just takes you down a whole another rabbit hole and doesn't have you stay connected to your own situation. And be honest about the experiences that you've had from your biological daughter's father. Be honest. This is really what's important. I think when Neptune moves into Aries, we're going to see more of this, where older souls are going to stop fibbing, stop protecting, basically stop lying, because they want to be nice. They don't want to hurt other people. And you have to realize that if someone gets hurt because you're honest, they were already hurt. This has nothing to do with you, but you need to follow your attorneys. When I was going through my own kind of craziness years ago, and I got into all the issues that I got into when I was in that marriage, because I didn't listen to myself. I was in fantasy. I was in that everybody's lovely, I just have to love people more kind of energy. And when I finally decided to do what was in my best interest, my guide sat me down and said, you do everything exactly the way your lawyers told you. And I did. And I'm so glad I heard them so well, because there were times where I could have easily been manipulated to do something that would be completely against my best interest. And it would have been nobody's fault but my own, because of the old soul types. They don't like conflict. They believe everybody is wonderful, which is true. But we live on a planet of contrast, because we can learn and grow faster in a contractual reality. So we choose to come here. So you have to, intuition also believes in the legal system, but in a fair and balanced way for yourself, through good, healthy attorneys, through people who have integrity and compassion for you as the individual. So get out of this whole thing like you're going to save the planet. No, You need to learn to take better care of yourself. You need to learn that if you're not doing something for other people who are not good to you, you are not creating negative karma. Every time an old soul bends over backwards and overgives and overcares and not in a positive regard for themselves, that is negative karma. They're attracting negative karma. That's a very old pattern that old souls have. And even the way you said the legal system, and I understand why you say that, because old souls wish that none of that stuff existed, but that's not possible on a planet like Earth. We need laws. We need police forces. Do we need healthy police forces? Yes. We need prisons. Do we need healthy prisons? Of course. But this is a planet of contrast. So all of those ideological things that you wish were different, that all old souls wish are different, don't exist here. They exist in the heavens. So get with the program. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for practicing your beautiful homework, your expertise homework, your high vibrational, high frequency homework. Joyful blessings. Bye-bye for now.